Hey guys, Dan Muscat here from Amore Pizza Co, and I'm here in this beautiful sunny day here in the Sunshine Coast of Queensland, and we're going to be walking you through on exactly what you have to do to get your pizza oven cranking to that 400 degree mark. We're going to talk about the timber and all the different timber sizes that you need and all that fun stuff. So check it out. This channel is all about making Italian wood-fired pizza. So if you want to keep updated when we upload fresh content on a weekly basis, then go ahead and click the subscribe button, click the bell icon, and you'll be notified when we upload a new video to our channel. I'm going to change the camera angle. I'm going to talk about all the different sizes of wood you're going to need. You're going to need to obviously get a little hatchet or an axe just to chop up, some smaller pieces of timber to get you going, so we can get the fire really raw. And then we can move up and place those bigger pieces of wood on top of the fire. Alright guys, so as you can see, I've grouped all the different sizes of the timber. So as you can see, we've got our little smaller pieces. So this is your kindling, if you will. This is to get the fire going, and then once that's going, obviously we just put a little bit more of a slightly thicker pieces of wood on top, still maintaining that pyramid style shape. And then once that's nicely lit, then we start adding the thicker bits, and then we progressively just get thicker and thicker until we get right up until the big logs. All right guys, so first up we're going to place our fire lighters in the center of the oven there. So usually I probably use 4 or 5. Really gets it going. Again, these are natural fire lighters, so we're all safe there. Now, the whole idea is we want to burn the fire in the center here of the oven. All right, so it doesn't matter, this is quite a large oven, but you probably might have a slightly smaller one at home. However, the whole idea is we want to heat up these tiles at the bottom of the oven. Okay, so we want this really hot, and then once we've got the fire roaring and it's heading towards 350, we want to move the fire to the side and then brush the base of the oven here, all these tiles. Okay, so make it nice and clean, but this is going to be red hot. So when we put our pizza and we cook it on top here, although it's getting the heat from the oven and the circulating heat, it's also cooking from underneath and giving us that really nice crispy base. Okay, so that's the whole idea why we want to have the fire in the middle, and then we want to push it to the side. All right, so we're going to start with putting our fire lighters there, and we're going to just kind of build like a campfire. There's a few other ways you can do this. I've seen people make this kind of do that kind of thing. You can do that, that's fine. I technically don't do that. I mean, it's whatever, really what style of fire you like to build. However, this always just worked for me. I always just create like a little bit of a teepee, if you will, just using the fire lighters, because these actually burn very slow. They don't burn fast like the petrol ones. If you're used to petrol or gasoline style fire lighters, then those burn really fast. However, these ones burn really slowly. So what we're going to do, we're just going to place some of the smaller twigs on there, and we're going to light that fire up. Get in there and light it. And as you can see, the timber is starting to light now. And as we go, we're just going to add some more little pieces of timber here. Okay, so I wouldn't generally put any more on top of that fire right now, because I really want those slightly larger pieces of wood catching alight and burning. Now, a lot of people ask, how much smoke is there when you start lighting your fire or during the whole process? There's actually not too much smoke once your oven is at that 400 degree heat and you're just feeding it a few logs. There is a little bit of smoke. Most of your smoke is going to happen in the beginning. Once you get this fire really cranking, that's when you're going to get a little bit of smoke, or if your wood is wet as well. All right, so now you can see that the fire, we're kind of about halfway through the process now. We're about to start putting some larger logs on there. So now you can see that the fire is really starting to pick up now, and it's getting a little bit hotter as well. I can feel the heat coming out of the oven now. It's obviously not quite at 400. It would probably be at about 200 degrees right now. So we want it to be double that. So we've probably got another, I'd say at least another half an hour until the oven's really up to that 400 mark. Once we start getting the bigger logs on there, which we're going to start putting on the medium size, this sort of size next. So a little bit bigger than these ones. And then we'll start putting the larger logs on there. And this is the size we'll be feeding the oven throughout the cooking of the pizza process. Now, while we're coming to the second stage of the fire and warming up the oven process, what you got to keep in mind again, like I said in the beginning of this video, is that we want to heat up the fire bricks if you have that on your oven, or if you've got fire tiles like this sort of style oven. But we want to heat that surface up as hot as we can. So we want to keep the fire on there as long as we can. So kind of this process isn't very good if you're in a rush and you've got people coming over and you're not organized. So you definitely have to plan out your day. So if you've got guests coming over, in the evening, and you want to be serving pizza, by 6 o'clock, let's say, for example, in the evening, then, you want to be lighting your oven probably 2 hours at least prior to that time. So if it's 6 o'clock, you want to be lighting your oven at 4 o'clock. I would even do 3 o'clock if you're just starting out and you've never done this before. You've lit campfires before, but you've never worked with an oven. I would definitely probably start 3 hours prior to when you want to serve your pizzas. So again, we want to keep that fire on there as long as we can, and it's probably handy grabbing a electronic thermometer, just so you know how hot the floor is, so you know it's nice and hot. But generally you want the oven at 400 degrees. All right, so fire's really roaring now, so I'm going to add a few bigger pieces of wood. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to push it over to that right hand side here using this little shovel rake tool, okay, that we spoke about earlier in the video. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to literally push all of the fire over to the side there. It might get a little bit messy, that's okay, because we can clean it up as much as we can with our little rake tool here, and then we'll clean it up again with our brush that I also mentioned in the beginning of the video. And again, there'll be links to all of these tools in the description. And we'll also probably use our pizza spinner as well, okay? All right, so now we've moved the fire to the side there, as you can see. Burning really, really well. So we're just going to grab the brush. So we'll grab this tool here, and we're going to sweep out the bottom of the pizza oven now. And after you've cooked a few pizzas, you probably want to brush your pizza oven out as well, because the floor will get a little bit dirty just from excess toppings that have come off the pizzas and all sorts of things. So there you have it. So as you can see, the fire is now to the side of the oven, over to the right side. Now you can have it over to the left or to the right, it's really up to you. I like my fire to the right. I like putting the pizzas in to the left, but you might be the other way around. So there's no really right or wrong way. So I've put a few more logs on the fire there. Now we've pushed it over to the side. As you can see, there's a nice clean oven over to the left here, plenty of cooking space. We can probably fit at least two 13-inch pizzas right there. And as you can see, The new logs are really burning nicely. There's a nice, fire that's, licking the top of the oven there. So good, so ready for some fresh pizza. So guys, I hope you got value out of this video. Please comment, like, and share this video. And please subscribe to our channel if you want to receive updates when we upload new content.